If you were rear-ended, the law is generally on your side, but you still need to prove your injuries and damages. Here's what's involved. Hi, I'm injury attorney Mark Lopez. Rear-end collisions are one of the most common types of accidents. Today we'll discuss fault and what you need to do to secure fair compensation for your injuries. Talking point 1. The presumption of fault. In any rear-end collision, there's a rebuttable presumption that the person that hit the person from behind is at fault. They were negligent. Negligence is basically not using reasonable care. And why do rear-end collisions happen? Well, the person that was driving wasn't paying attention to brake lights, wasn't paying attention to traffic patterns, going too fast for the conditions. Any number of reasons why rear-end collisions occur. And so usually it's pretty well assumed that the person that rear-ended somebody else is at fault for the crash. Now, sometimes insurance companies, they fight you on this. And they'll do this to attorneys that don't do injury cases very often. They'll do it to younger attorneys. They'll do it to law firms that kind of just dabble in injury cases. And they'll start saying things like, well, we don't think your brake lights are working. Our client has a history of following the rules of the road, never caused an accident. It must be something your client did. Well, your client, Mark, they stopped suddenly for no reason. Now, they stopped using this nonsense on me because they know that we know what we're doing. Those are the most common examples that insurance companies try to throw out there. They're just trying to throw anything out there to see what sticks because they're hoping to get inside the head of the attorney. So the attorney says, well, maybe this case isn't worth as much as I thought. Maybe my client did do something bad. In reality, when there's a rear-end collision, the real battle is proving the injuries. And so rear-end collisions can cause any sorts of injuries. We've seen bumper tap cause whiplash, cause pain and suffering. We've seen a rear-end collision cause broken bones, ejections from automobiles. We've seen everything in between. And these injuries from rear-end collisions are serious. And just like any case, you have to show that the injuries were caused because of the accident. Can't go into an accident and say the next day, oh, I got a cold. No, you didn't get the cold from the accident. You have to show the injuries were related to the accident. And the best way to do that is to get prompt medical treatment. Even if you were in what you would describe as a minor accident, you still owe it to yourself to at least send an email to your doctor saying, hey, I was in a car crash. I feel fine, but I just want to keep you in the loop. Because if you feel bad 2, 3, 4 days later and you go to the doctor, well, the insurance company is going to say, oh, that gap in treatment between the accident and the first day of treatment, that shows, Mark, that your client's faking it. No, what it really shows, my client had things to do. They couldn't just call off work. They couldn't just not take their kid to school. They couldn't just pause life because your client was too busy to pay attention and rear-ended them. The reality is, if you were in an accident, even if it's minor, you owe it to yourself, your family, your job, people that count on you to at least email or talk to your doctor, let them know what's going on. And if you start to feel bad, go get medical treatment. Now, if you were in a significant car crash, car accident, go get medical treatment that same day if you're not taken by an ambulance already. Sometimes folks get real tough. Oh, I don't need to go to an ambulance. But when you're in a car crash, you have endorphins running around. You don't feel the same way you're going to feel in an hour, 2 hours, or the next day. Don't try to tough it out. When you tough it out 2, 3, 4, 5 days, even a week, then you go to the doctor. You make it harder to get fair compensation for yourself. And that's what you're owed. You didn't choose to be in a rear-end collision. Don't make it harder for yourself. Don't make it harder for your family. Don't make it harder for your job. Don't make it harder for people that count on you. If you were in a rear-end collision, we would love to help you build the strongest case possible. Give us a call, 317-632-3642. Most importantly, remember, get Mark, get paid.